Welcome guys, this is Mauricio from Cloudwoods, and you're watching video number 4 of our series Dropbox versus Google Drive versus OneDrive versus iCloud, and yes, versus Amazon Cloud Drive. I know this is massive. That's why we've broken it down into individual sections that you can access right here in the playlist, or if you like, you can read our in-depth article with all our findings right here as well, or down in the description box below. This video is about iCloud. I hope you enjoy it, and remember to subscribe to get more awesome content like this one. iCloud is Apple's bat in the cloud storage market, and it looks like Apple doesn't really care much about the rest of the world, of course. While the services are trying to create apps for every platform possible, iCloud is very happy to stay in its own native ground and ecosystem. iCloud can be seen more as a companion to the Apple ecosystem rather than a standalone cloud storage service. Now, let's look at how much bang you get for your buck when using iCloud as your syncing solution. iCloud starts for users off with 5 gigabytes of space, free space, but unlike Google Drive, this is allocated across both iCloud Drive and iCloud, which stores photos and backups of your iPad and iPhone. You cannot choose what goes in which folder, and that choice has been already made by iCloud, unfortunately. Now, apart from that, you also get an additional 1 gigabyte of space for Numbers, Pages, and Keynotes app. Pricing hovers in the same range as Dropbox, currently at $9.99 for 1 terabyte of files. But you can also choose 50 or 200 gigabytes for 99 cents or $2.99 respectively. Let's look at iCloud's file syncing capabilities. There's one thing that I realized while testing iCloud Drive on iOS. It's super complicated and confusing sometimes. It doesn't really work like the other cloud storage services. Basically, it doesn't have the same freedom as the other apps. Since iCloud is really deeply embedded in iOS, it didn't have a separate app, so the documents are saved on an app-by-app basis. Supposed to be easier, but for me it was a little cumbersome. That means any documents in my iCloud Drive that can be opened by the Numbers app can only be found in my Numbers app. And for that, I need to make sure I have given permissions to Numbers to access my iCloud Drive. It tends to be a little confusing. Now, fortunately, the Mac version is pretty straightforward. There's a single iCloud folder where you can just drag and drop all your files and access it from there, basically. Overall, iCloud performed second slowest in our roundup of cloud storage services, taking 31 minutes to upload 1 gigabyte of files. Syncing files back to my computer took me 4 minutes and 84 seconds, or an average of 3.472 megabytes per second. Now we got that right. Now, file sharing and collaboration. Sharing is great within Apple's own apps, but as soon as you try to move out of Apple's bubble, it will be an utterly disappointing experience. It becomes painful every time you try to move your iCloud document to a third-party app or service. There's no context menu sharing option like we're used to from Dropbox or other cloud sharing services. Now, obviously the same goes for collaboration. Apple is so focused on itself and probably on building more phones that it doesn't even care to produce any collaborative features. It did introduce iWork for iCloud last year, but that is still far, far away from competing with Dropbox and Google Drive, and I don't even know if they really want to compete with it. So let's look on mobile access and, of course, photo storage. Of course, iCloud doesn't have an Android app, and the iOS app is embedded in the device. Your Apple ID is the cornerstone of everything in your Apple ecosystem. iCloud is no exception here. You can access iCloud with your Apple ID and get 5 gigabytes of free storage. The camera roll can be directly synced to iCloud Photos folder, and it's basically up for you to decide if you want to essentially share all your smartphone photos with Apple. Same with Google Drive. All in all, iCloud has a lot of potential in my opinion, but for it to succeed, Apple really needs to take this service a little more seriously, make it cross-platform and add some much-needed features like sharing and collaboration. But honestly, it's not very likely to happen anytime soon. Till then, iCloud is personally not an option for many people, including myself. Now, I really hope you like this little sneak peek into Apple's iCloud service. If you did, make sure to subscribe here and give it your thumbs up. That will help us spread the word about this video and make it available to a broader audience. And thanks a lot. We'll see us in the next video in this series with OneDrive. Stay tuned.